So, before I start this video, I would like to say I'm just going to be rambling, so if that's something you enjoy, or if you don't think you'll be able to, like, watch these videos, I mean, just give it a try, okay? You never know. I've met people who have, like, straight A's in school and everything, and yet they don't have, like, any common sense. Like, it's actually, like, crazy to me that there's people out there who, like, get straight A's and, like, they're apparently book smart, but can't even think for themselves. It's like, as an example, it was, 2-3 years ago, I knew this kid, straight A's, took notes in every class, everything they were ahead, they were taking, like 2 years ahead classes, right? And you think, like, oh, this kid's super smart, but then as soon as they don't have their notes, or like they're asked a question like in the real world that they got a problem solve, they can't do it. It's like school's teaching the wrong things. They teach like just memorizing and just listening to everything you're told. They're just preparing you for a 9-to-5 job, for a monotonous life with no purpose. I don't want to work a 9-to-5 making papers. Like, what is that going to do? I want to go out there and live my life. This is one life people get, okay? And you can, whether you believe in an afterlife or not, this is the one proven life we get. And the fact that they as in older generations, people around us in just society, expect you to conform and to just get a 9-to-5 job. They say, oh, you got to go to college, you got to do this, you got to go to high school. And yes, I think everyone should graduate high school, at least if you're able to. But, and I know that sounds like contradictory, but I don't know. That's why it's a very complicated thing to think about. And that's why so many people are just fine with not thinking about it, is because it hurts their brain to think about, or they don't want to hear opposing views. They just want to be in an echo chamber all the time. And you never grow if you're challenged. And that's why I still try at school, because I don't want to get lazy and all that stuff. But I keep a fine line between, like, not being lazy and also the connotation of that word, or just the amount it's used of just laziness and failure and stuff. The fact that worth of a human life is determined by grades is crazy to me. Like, really? And just wars as well. Like, I know this video is all over the place, but wars are fought by just common people like you and me, but they're led by these higher-ups who never even see the battlefield. They're just sending people off to kill them. And what? It doesn't solve anything. Honestly, it doesn't. It devalues the human experience and just people's, like, lives. Like, we're all human beings. We go through different stuff. Like, no matter where you are in the world, we're all the same. Like, obviously we're not all the same, but we're all still human beings, okay? Like, I don't understand how, like, disconnected somebody could be, where they're just okay with killing nature and species and ruining the planet, all for some money, which they have plenty of. Okay, it's just money. It's just paper. You're not taking it with you after you die. They're just obsessed with it. It's just an obsession. And they get people killed, and they ruin people's lives, these top CEOs, and the people who are just, like, taking down trees and trimming down the forests. And it's like, really? It's the one life you get. You see all these animals like living, like all this for paper, and for what? These billionaires, people turn them into role models, which like I don't think it's ethical to even have billionaires. Like, even top paying jobs, if you make a crazy amount of money yearly, it's still like you're still not gonna have $1 billion. It's because they find loopholes and they exploit them. And the reason those loopholes aren't filled is because, well, the top people use them. So that's what separates the 1% from the rest of us. But again, I don't want to have such a simple like example or like view on everything, but it does narrow down to the top versus the bottom. The higher class, they don't care about us, okay? They like it's just crazy. It's just, I don't know. I'm talking in circles, but I think it's important to voice my opinion so people know that they're not alone. I want change, okay? And I will not settle for monotony. The system, I don't want to become a part of it. A quote I heard that I thought sums up my thoughts about it pretty well is, don't be a product of the system, be a threat to it. Because, like, think of how many people, like, you know, are born every day and go through the same system, and are told, go to high school, go to college, and then you'll find a good job. Yeah, maybe that was true at one point, but nowadays, that, like, college, you're going to be paying off that debt the rest of your life. And most of the time. And like, what do you get? Because a lot of you get a piece of paper with your name on it. And a lot of people, they follow those steps that the older generations tell them, and guess what? They don't have a good job, or they have a job like any other person that didn't have a degree. Like, college, they make you pay so much for what? I honestly think it's a scam. And I don't know. I find it very hard to have, like, hope, maybe? Or, not that I don't have hope for the future, but as of right now, this system, I don't know. It's just, like, take a look at other animal species and they just go through their life. They hunt, they get food, they sleep, they die. They reproduce, they eat, they die. Just go through the motions of their life. Whereas humans, no, they're too good for that. So they make money, they make jobs, they make factories, they make invisible rules and expectations. It's like, an example of this is not saying, like, bless you after you sneeze. Like, it's seen as disrespectful, but, like, why? If you look back where the country was, like, really religious, and I haven't researched this, I'm assuming, that the bless you, like, originated from, like, everybody having superstitions, like, oh, you're possessed, or all this stuff, and like, I guess they didn't understand it, and they said bless you because, I don't know, I'm rambling, but there's just so many things that are seen as rude, but in other cultures, it's like, it's seen as good, which is like, I don't know, it's it's pointless, like, societal norms, like making eye contact. Like, in some parts of the world, that's seen as disrespectful or seen as good. And it's also seen as disrespectful to, like, not listen to what your teacher says. This is a random person. And I get respecting people is good, but respect is given when respect is due, when respect is given. And a lot of these teachers have power trips. And why? Like, I'm not going to disrespect my teacher, but I'm not going to listen to everything they say, okay? Like, or even, like, getting a job, like, a boss. Like, this random person is just telling you, like, how to live your life. They tell you, like, oh, you got to wake up and be here at this time. Oh, you can't get sick. You got to tell me. You got to be here. You got to tell me this. You got to tell me that. It's like a needy partner. Or, like, it's just insane. I honestly don't understand it. And I'm not for that life. I just don't see a point. And it's just such an unfulfilling life. Like, I want to leave a mark before I leave. Like, this is the one life I get. And everybody around me is just, even in school, where, like, nobody cares until it directly affects them. It's the loss of empathy. Even I see on, like, TikTok and all these things. It's like people say something they have problems with, and people are like, oh, and the world kept going around. Or it's just a lack of empathy. Like, people aren't in tune with their emotions or what they want anymore. And a lot of people just give up their ambitions, their desires to go through life and get what they think is, like, a good life. But who says that? People that died 200 years ago is what you're basing what a good life is? Like, these standards are, and just these norms are so outdated. And another small thing, which is putting your elbows on the table. This is the best way I have an example of this. Or the first one that came to my mind is putting your elbows on the table is seen as disrespectful. But the reason it's seen as disrespectful is because a long time ago, when they would eat at these long tables with a bunch of people, if you put your elbow on the table, then it would tip the table. But now there's no reason to do that. Like, so many people are just so fine with following these rules that have no meaning, and just, like, they just accept it like it's nothing, and then they get mad when people don't follow them. But, like, do you know why you're doing this? No, you're just following the program. Like, people just need to think for themselves, honestly. And I don't mean to hate on anybody, but, like, dude. And I'll tell you this, okay? People may say, like, they're not proud of you, or you're being cringy, or you're being weird. But that's because you're different. And not in a bad way. Okay? Being different is good. The people that changed the world didn't conform and just do what they were told. No. And now look, they're seen as heroes. But during their time that they were alive, most of these influential people were seen as losers, or were outcasts, or were seen as crazy, but they were later proven right. If everybody conformed, we would make no progress. Like I said earlier, if you aren't challenged, you won't grow, you won't learn. And just like a muscle, if you don't train it, if you don't use it, it's just going to shrink, and it's not going to be used. And that's just like free thinking. Like, people can think for themselves, so they should practice that. They should question everything. Just asking questions is good, and just trying to, like, figure out, like, and you don't have to change the world. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to be the one to change the world, but just be true to yourself, okay? Live for yourself. Don't be a people pleaser. And even I struggle with this, but I'm getting better at it. And I think, like, everybody goes through their own struggles. They're just a product of the system and their families. Like, people who are raised in say like racist or like hateful households, they become racist or hateful. And I know it's hard to show like sympathy towards them, especially when they're like screaming in your face or like calling you names. But I think ignoring them is important, and just ignoring the haters, because there's always going to be haters, okay? You could be conforming and doing exactly what people say, and they'll still have a problem, because people love complaining. Even like gossiping isn't only for teenagers or little kids. Like grown adults gossip all the time. They hate on people, on their coworkers, on everything. Like they're just so unhappy, and they're projecting on everything and everyone around them. Like, is that what you want to be? If you're okay with that, I mean, by all means. I'm surprised you made it this far in the video, but just be your true self, okay? Make what you want to make, pursue what you want to pursue, and, you know, you only get one life. Just enjoy it, okay? That's honestly all you can do. And take breaks when you need to take breaks. The system we live in, the world we live in, the society we live in, they demonize breaks. And I know I have trouble with taking breaks without feeling like guilty or playing that game or anything. It's like, just be different. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. Live how you want to live. Okay? Like, people just want to complain, honestly. I think they just need to be out in nature sometimes and just like look at that. I know there's not that many leaves and everything looks kind of brown, but like nature's just nice. Just go take a walk in nature. Just turn the phone off. No podcast, just sit. Sit with your thoughts. Not enough people do that. Their brain's never silent. Or they internalize this hate so much that they get from others that they learn to hate themselves. And so they get on TikTok or they watch YouTube or listen to podcasts all the time. And all those things are good in moderation. But once you use it to just constantly drown out your thoughts to the point where you have no alone time, it's like, yes, I'm going to use an example, like a friend group. Where a friend group, yes, you can be friends with everybody in it, but it's hard to get closer to those friends unless it's like one-on-one. Where it's like, I don't know if that really makes sense. But once you're one-on-one, like, you get to know them more. And like, think of your friend, okay? Like, you wouldn't say certain things to them, then why would you say them to yourself? You have to be nicer to yourself, because unlike your friends, your family, and all that, they could go away, whether they move, die, etc., stop talking to you. It's all temporary, and you won't be with them forever. Like, you're not constantly with them, but you are constantly with yourself, and there's no changing that. And so, like, why would you not want to be friends with yourself? And I know it could be hard, especially when you have people telling you around you to, like, grow up, or like, why are you so weird and all this stuff. But honestly, those people are just kind of sad. They're just a product of the society they live in, and just comfortable with the way things are. They don't want change because change is scary, and I know change is scary. I've had to deal with a lot of changes throughout my life that I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this, but and here I am. Look, it's like everything led up to this moment. Okay, you make your own path. Okay, your parents don't control your life. Your teachers don't control your life. Your grades don't control your life or your worth. You are your own person. And just once you're comfortable and once you're friends with yourself, life gets a whole lot better. A lot of people say you can't love somebody else unless you love yourself first, which I think is true. It's like, don't get it, like a lot of people get into relationships because they want to fill a hole in their life. But like I know a lot of people just bounce from relationship to relationship. And again, that leads back to they don't want like alone time to think. They don't want to be with themselves. And a lot of things, we adapt. Humans adapt. And a lot of the time, people are, like I said, products of their environment. Like the household thing. So if you don't have a good household, say you have like not a good relationship with your parents, you could seek that in like a relationship. And a lot of people have problems, but the first step is becoming aware of those problems and not letting them define you. Yes, they're a part of you. Yes, it happened to you, but you don't have to make it for the reason on why you hate other people or hate yourself, especially. I'll leave you with this. This video is already very long, but again, be true to yourself, and you don't need to be a millionaire or have straight A's to be successful. Okay, that's just what you've been told your whole life. I know it's hard to break things you thought were true or have been following, or things that have been in your mind so long that you've been like living by. But change is okay? Being uncomfortable sometimes is good because it makes you a better person, makes you stronger. And not conforming is okay. You don't have to conform to everything. You don't have to agree to what everybody says. Like, you don't have to go to college. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do anything. People say you do by using those words, that you have to do something, but you don't have to. They're all suggestions. You choose your own path. Nobody can really make you do anything. And yeah, just enjoy life. It's the only one you have. And I know this is in stark contrast with, I don't know if I'm gonna split up the recordings into 2 videos or 1, but I don't know. This channel, I'm just gonna be voicing my thoughts on subjects. If you want to ask me questions, you can ask them in the comments and I might answer them, or you can bring up topics and I might answer them or talk about them and my thoughts on them in future videos. But yeah, I'll leave you with that. And with that, I hope you have an amazing day.